Okay, so let's dive in. What if, like the lines we see on maps, what if they're blurring? I mean, really blurring.
How do you mean exactly?
Well, you see things like a tweet from, I don't know, one country, and it suddenly sparks this huge movement somewhere else entirely.
Mm-hmm.
Or think about a hurricane just barreling across borders.
Yeah.
They don't care about lines on a map, right?
No, of course not. Natural phenomena don't recognize sovereignty.
And then you've got these huge tech companies. Sometimes it feels like they have, a bigger say than actual governments.
Right.
It just gets you thinking, in this really connected world we live in, is that whole idea of the nation state maybe becoming a bit old news.
That's pretty much the heart of what we're digging into today,
Yeah.
We've looked at some really interesting sources listeners sent in.
Oh, great.
And they all kind of tackle this head on, how borders, national identity, even the very concept of sovereignty, how it's all shifting in the 21st century.
Because, I mean, for centuries, the nation state was it, right? The ultimate authority.
Absolutely. It set the laws, decided on war, basically defined who belonged and who didn't. It was the container.
But these sources we looked at, they seem to point towards something changing. One described it as power leaking away.
Exactly. Leaking is a good word for it. And what's fascinating is how it's leaking. It's not just one thing.
Well,
our sources point to, well, like you said, the big Silicon Valley players influencing global conversations, maybe more than national laws sometimes.
you definitely see that.
And then there are hacker collectives, groups that can genuinely destabilize governments.
Wow.
Plus, you have international bodies, the UN, the EU, stepping in or trying to step in for these huge problems no single nation can fix alone.
Like climate change, presumably.
That's a prime example, but also things like pandemics.
And it's not just the big institutions, right? The sources also mentioned individuals.
Yeah, exactly. People forming communities online, finding connections across the globe, these digital tribes sort of that bypass national borders completely.
It feels like everyone can find their niche online.